Hey guys, welcome back to the Pop Culture Perspective. We've got a topical review today.
Topical.
Very I still did there. Very timely. If you haven't caught on already, we are doing a Loki review.
Season 2.
The last episode came out, so we can talk about it.
Remember, so 1 to 6.
Yep, we've been on a ban. We haven't discussed it with each other yet.
Yep.
So we can get some raw reactions because I know Luke has a tendency to say controversial things.
I should be alright this time.
I'd like a real reaction to that.
Okay.
So I can throw hands.
Well, we should say spoiler warning if you haven't seen any of them.
And if you haven't, then what are you doing? Go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it now, and then come back.
Yeah.
Like right now. Like press pause right now. Go and watch it. All 6 episodes if you have to. All of season 1 if you have to. And then as soon as you're done, you come back, you press play, and then you hear what we have to say.
Alright, let's hit it off with it's better than season 1.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely better than season 1.
I didn't see the hype in season 1. I'm one of those. I mean, it was a perfectly okay show.
Yeah.
But I think like people were like it's like the best show, and like no, it's not. I didn't see where the hype was for the season 1.
I didn't have a problem with season 1, but like you said, it just wasn't as good as everyone seemed to think it was.
Yeah.
Like, it was fine.
It was
decent.
It was alright.
For a Marvel show, you know. It was, I would say it's good, but it's not like it wasn't groundbreaking or anything crazy like
as
that.
As a show, it was alright.
Yeah.
As an MCU show, comparing it with like all the other MCU shows, I mean, it's probably the best one.
Yeah.
But that's not really saying much. There's no like competition there.
The bar has not been set high.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, season 2 is much better.
Definitely.
I don't think it is. Again, I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think it's really, really good.
Nah, you're fucked now.
No.
I think it is really, really good.
Really, really good?
Really, really good.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Let's talk about episode 1.
Great episode.
It was a really good episode. I did enjoy it.
I love that they picked up from like exactly where season 1 ended.
Yeah.
That was great. I loved that.
And like the time, he was like time slipping.
Yeah.
Within like the TVA.
And now like you can watch from the start of season 1 to the end of season 2 and it'll feel like one continuous like show.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool when he was like, he crashes through the building in the past and then he goes back to the present and the crack is still there.
Yeah, like all the little hints that he finds to figure out like whether he's in the past or the future.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, it's cool because it's like, he did that and then it still hasn't been fixed and all that sort of stuff. And like they'll go, like people go, oh, that's like always been there. And it's like, but he just created that.
Yeah. And like there's so much mystery and tension with that first episode because I mean the time slipping was confusing for everyone already.
Yeah.
But then like the music they were using and like it felt like they were just building up to something and then like when he uses the the Bruna, the little baton thing.
Yeah.
When he used that and like revealed like Kang's head in the war room, and he's like, that's who's coming. I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
I like that.
Again, the sets are incredible. Like
they are. The TVA is just
TVA,
so good. Like it's designed so well.
It's fun fact, Marvel, because they built those sets from scratch. Originally, Marvel wanted to CGI the entire sets, and then the Loki directors and stuff had to fight to say we're building the sets. Like we're not.
It's literally just like an interior of buildings. Why couldn't you just build a physical set?
Yeah.
Why would they even want to?
I think it's silly that they had to fight just to keep like a real set, and they wanted the CGI. It's like, yeah, but your budget's already like $25 million. You don't want that to fucking $30 million. You know, like
it's not like they're like turning it into like an Iron Man mansion with all these like holograms and all this technology.
It's super like basic. It's basic and clean, which is so good.
Yeah,
and it's like super old. Like all the computers are like
80s. It's like an 80s interior.
Yeah.
You can't build an 80s interior in 2023 for a Marvel show. You're fucked.
But I mean, sets throughout the entire show just is on point. We also get introduced to the guy that made the handbook,
Ouroboros. Yeah, I love Ouroboros.
You love him?
I didn't know anything about like that actor except for the fact that he won that Oscar and like made a speech where he cried. That's all I knew him from, is making an Oscar speech, and now I see why I won an Oscar.
Yeah, he's excellent. I love like when they first meet him, just like, and then Loki's like going back and forth between them.
Yeah, that was such a cool. Like they were having a conversation in two different like times.
Yeah,
so, like, the current Ouroboros was getting information from the conversation he was having in the past. Like, it was so trippy, but it was cool.
It's trippy. And then Ruby's in is so good because it's like, it's just like
just a mess.
It's the best, but he like delivers like through the tube things.
Yeah.
Like that's where they go. They go to him.
Yeah.
And like no one has visited him in like ages.
Like when he sees Mobius and he's like, "Oh, you're the last person that visited here."
It's like, I did, yeah.
400 years ago, whatever it was.
But
I love how like carefree all his like deliveries are. Like even when like the loom's like melting and shit, he's like, "Oh, we're all gonna die." He's still just like, he's so carefree. He's got like a smile.
We can't fix the time zone, man. We just can't.
They'd be like, "Oh, is there a solution?" He's like, "No, we're all gonna die."
No, we're all gonna die.
He's just so happy the whole time.
He's a little shine in the darkness.
Yeah. He's a bright light in the darkness of Loki.
I think that was like sort of the main thing.
I mean, yeah, it was just like introducing everyone or
like
reminding us that the people exist.
Yeah. Episode 2. I didn't really like that. Episode 2.
No
I don't
way.
know. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
It felt so like filler. Like I don't know.
No. First of all, seeing like the introduction in the 70s, like just setting the tone. Every time they time travel or go to like a place in Loki, it's such fun. Like they dress up for it. They always do so well with like matching the time that it's supposed to be. And then like seeing Loki, like I don't know. I feel like you sort of forget that Loki has like powers if you just watching the show normally.
Yeah.
But then in that chase scene, like you see he's got the power. Like he just creeps up on this guy and he makes a whole fake crowd.
Yeah.
And then he gets like those two shadows to like they grow the Loki devil horns and they're holding him to the wall.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 of him like on either side of him. It's menacing.
It's
cool.
weird watching Loki run though. I don't know why. Like when he's like chasing him, like this looks weird. This looks off-putting. Like he's like this god, you know, the god of trickery, and he's like just like sprinting at this guy. Like he's like, I'm just like, what the fuck? Because you never. I don't know. I get all the MCU. I don't think you ever see him like run.
Loki's so dramatic. He probably just did it for like effect. He just did it to make him think that he had a chance.
But you get what I mean. Like seeing him run was so like it was so weird.
Tom Hiddleston would have read the script. He's like, wait, I have to run.
You have to run. It's like, bro, Loki's been walking since like Thor 1. Like
doing this for 12 years. I've never had to run before.
He walks and like spins his arm around when he's like fighting with like a staff. But like
that's the most action he does.
I don't think you've ever seen him run. We've seen him get like blown to one side to the other.
Yeah. Maybe
he jogged a little bit in like the Dark World, maybe. But like seeing him like full on sprint, I don't know. That's all I could think about. I was just like, why is he running? I'm like, hang on, where does he ever run?
But once they caught him and they brought him back to the TVA, and like they had that torture box.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
The torture box,
and like I love the way like that whole episode. It felt like. I mean, really, the whole show. It doesn't really feel like a Marvel show when you're watching it. It feels like a normal TV show.
Yeah.
Like, it's got all the aspects of a normal show that you'd expect, and none of, like, I feel like it did really well of not falling into the Marvel trap of just having, like, stupid jokes that are super out of place all the time.
Yeah.
Like, they still had humour in that show.
They still had humour.
But it was fitting when they did it.
There was,
It wasn't like, the loom's melting down. Haha, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
sucks to be on the timeline right now. They didn't do any stupid shit like that.
And it never fell into big action set pieces.
No.
Well,
Like
episode
they
2.
contained themselves,
Episode 2 was probably the most action we had.
and that was very like minimal.
It
Like,
was very minimal, but
Loki
like,
and Brad Wolf, just two people.
yeah.
There wasn't like a huge fight scene. There wasn't a bunch of explosions.
No, because episode 2 also had the chick blowing up all of the branches.
So that was the most action.
Yeah,
we've
so
probably got in the
so
whole
like
show.
at the end of that episode when they were like fighting, I mean it was alright fighting. So
There's nothing wrong with it.
there was a bit of shove here,
They kept it short. I was happy about that.
magic here, push there. But
Loki fights are more interesting than normal fights because he has magic.
yeah,
Don't have to just punch.
yeah.
So it's always a bit more entertaining then.
But now that chick has the highest kill count in the MCU.
Yeah, I love that. I love that they just retcon Thanos. They're like, most powerful? Not Thanos.
I think they
It's
did.
this random Scottish bitch.
Yeah, so Rat is Scottish bitch.
I hated her accent. It was bothering me. I
You
was like,
did
why
like-
can't you talk like a normal person? Like,
She's Scottish.
I hate this character just because she's got an accent. I don't care that she tried to kill everyone. That doesn't bother me in the slightest, but she has an accent and I hate it. I don't know. Maybe just Scottish people have an accent that I don't like.
Fair enough.
I'm offending anyone? Deal with it. Fix your accent. Fix your voice.
But yeah. So that's pretty much episode 2 wrapped up. Episode 3 is the one I didn't like.
See, now you're just fucked again because it was a good again. It was a great episode.
I just got.
What did you not like about it? It shows. Oh, first of all, it's a big deal because
It is a big deal.
The Kang variant from the Sacred Timeline, which is like
I like
it's cool
him.
to know that
I like Victor
Timely.
Victor
Yeah,
Timely.
I love
He's
that.
cool.
I love that they give him a little like stutter.
Yeah,
I love that they find a way to make each Kang variant so far at least like
different.
feel different.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're seeing the same exact person replicated.
I wonder why he had a stutter.
I mean, it was probably Jonathan Majors probably just wanted to give it a little zing to it.
Yeah.
A little kick, something
Fair
different.
enough. I just didn't like the whole like. I didn't really like Remslayer that much in episode 3.
I don't
With-
love
with-
Renslayer as a character.
I love her as a character, but in this, because she's so heavily in it, I was like, this is too much her.
But I feel like she was better a lot in season 2 than she was in season 1. In season 1, like I did not care about her at all.
Yeah.
Whereas at least in season 2, they found.
I
a way
also
to make
because
her
I also
interesting.
don't like Miss Minutes.
You don't like Miss Minute.
I don't like Miss Minutes.
Okay, I don't like chocolate. Like what the fuck? You don't like Miss Minute?
I don't
It's
like
a
Miss-
talking clock. What's not to like?
I don't know. I just don't like Miss Minutes. I just don't. I every time she was on screen, I'm just like, ah, God fucking damn it, she's back.
Miss Minutes, especially in that episode, like seeing her, like first of all, like when she like switched from orange to black and white because they were like in the 1800s.
Yeah.
That was such a fun little thing. And then when they're trying to find them, and there's that guy with the newspaper. He's like, "Ghost clock haunting." And
Yeah.
she turns into this huge clock later on, and like just
Was
scares
that-
everyone.
was
She
that
just doesn't
her?
give a
Do you
fuck.
reckon was that her on the because on the newspaper, right?
Yeah,
Do you reckon that was the same like that was Remslayer and Miss Minutes?
I mean, yeah. I don't know of any other giant talking clocks in the MCU.
But yeah, like those two together, I'm just like I just didn't really like care for.
I mean, it was a little creepy when she was trying to turn into a human for Victor.
Oh yeah, that
That
was.
was
I was just like,
I
what?
was uncomfortable.
I was just like, what the
Like,
fuck?
there was
man?
those mannequins, and she like put her face on the mannequin's face. She's like, "I could be your girl."
I can be your girl.
I was like, "This needs to stop now." But it was fun seeing Victor Timely. Like, I'm happy they didn't try and make it like a love interest. Like he was like, "Get me the fuck out of here! How do I press pause on this bitch?"
Well, because with Remslayer, it's like they have a love interest.
Yeah, there's like, you know, she's
Well,
a human. There's chemistry there.
Yeah, it's not a fucking talking clock.
It's
but-
a good start.
I mean, yeah, I mean, those two, because they were heavily in that episode. I was just like, ah.
No, I thought that
Wow.
episode first that they opened the episode with the Marvel intro on the piano.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
You love that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was like ding, ding, ding. It was so light. I was like, this is my shit. And then like I don't know, seeing because it's the first time that you see like a Kang variant in season 2. And obviously he ends up being an important character. But like Victor Timely is just a fun character. So
He's just
seeing
fun.
him be in it the whole time.
Yeah.
That World Fair in the 1890s, that was that was a fun location. They had like fun little things going on, like when Loki made that guy disappear and Mobius just made it seem like he was one of the attractions at the fair.
Yeah.
You can sort of see the beginnings of, obviously you had the help of the TVA book, but you can see the beginnings of Kang, like he's got these ideas.
Yeah.
And it's just the technology
It's just,
hasn't caught up to him yet.
Yeah.
And so instead he just like, he makes not functional ones to make money off of it. He's just like a scam artist, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I love it. He's just running from those people, and he's got that friend that throws an apple at him to like distract. Like, he's done it a million fucking times before.
Sylvia rocking up.
I did not like Sylvie in season 2. Like, if there's one thing I would get rid of in season 2, it's Sylvie.
I don't think
she had a point in season 1. It was like, yeah, it's Loki's love interest. She's a variant that's causing problems. What the fuck did she do in season 2? There wasn't much of like a love interest anymore. She worked at Macca's. I know.
There's a special Macca's deal happening.
That's all they got out of including Sylvie.
But like her rocking up in episode 3, I'm just like, there's already like stuff happening.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like just throwing her in there, it's not you're throwing Sylvia, you're just throwing more stuff in the stuff of shit that is already happening. Because it's like Victor's already getting chased by Loki, by Roomslayer, by everyone else, and then just adding Sylvia in there, it's like, oh, come on.
There was enough going on already. They didn't need to add Sylvie.
And then just like that whole like when they
she didn't have a point in that episode, because she ended up like this whole time it's like, oh, we can't let Sylvie catch up, she's gonna kill him, and then she gets the chance and she pussies out. It's like,
yeah, because like that whole part where they're just in the thing, like Loki's like swapping like timely spot, like to like throwing him on one side, throwing him on the other. That was fun, but I'm just like they just could have not been in it. Because Sylvie, the only reason that scene was in it because Sylvia was in it.
There's already enough people trying to chase Kang.
Yeah,
they didn't need to add Sylvie as well.
Like, they should have just left it with Victor tricking those like the thugs to go into the thing, and then he goes out, and then he runs off with Remslayer because that's what he does at the end.
Yeah,
like
that's enough.
That would have been fine, but like they just kept like like, I guess, I don't know, maybe they're like, oh, we don't have enough, like, because each episode has to be like, you know, an hour long or 40 minutes long. I felt like that was just so filler for time.
It's fine though.
It's fine though.
It was still fun. I had a good time. I had a good time watching everyone chase Kang. Not Kang.
Not Kang.
Victor Timely.
I don't know
who Kang is.
I think that's everything for this episode 3. Episode 4. I think 4 onwards is when like shit hits the fan.
Oh yeah, it's like the first 3 episodes are good, but then the last 3 episodes is like it feels like a completely different show.
Yeah,
because the stakes are just so much higher all of a sudden. There's so much more going on.
So
like, I can't believe they had an old episode in like the 1800s, and then all of a sudden
they're back to like the
doing all this shit.
It's I mean, I guess that replaces their big action set pieces.
Yeah,
that
which I'm perfectly okay with.
I'm happy with.
It's more interesting.
Yeah.
It's Marvel. How many like action fights have we had? How many? Every movie, every show, you get them constantly.
Yeah.
Seeing them do something different, I am 100% open to, and they did it well in Loki.
I mean, I think the thing is that Marvel's action is not interesting anymore.
It's not, and most of it's just poorly done with CGI anyway. So even if it had the potential to be interesting, the execution is still poor. So I like the opening a lot when it was like the Miss Minutes showed, because they were at the end of time.
Yeah.
And Miss Minutes showed Renslayer like that memory.
Yeah.
And it explained the recording that you hear in the first episode of Kang, and it was like, he who remains, saying he's going to join Renslayer.
Yeah, and then
they've won the war, and then he wipes all their memories, and it was like, it was good, like an explanation of sort of like the things you knew half about from season 1 and from what you seen in season 2. And then like Renslayer finding out that she'd already met Kang, and like she'd already been there,
did all of this,
and then he tricked her and wiped her memory, and it was like she helped him won the war. She was like the general that led that the soldiers, but then Kang takes all the credit for it.
Yeah, and then that was her like just going like, you know, fuck it, screw this bitch, I'm taking over the TVA.
I'm mad at everyone now. Seeing Victor Timely and like Ouroboros meet and like geek out over each other, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Like And it was also a trip because it was like Kang saying, "Oh, my work's inspired from your book," and then he's like, "Oh, well, my book's inspired from your work," and it's like, what came first?
Can you sign my book? Book? He's like, can you sign mine?
If you sign mine,
And they just like give each other like signing it.
and then Loki has to cut in. He's like, "Guys, we're gonna fucking die. Let's not be signing
It's
books
like,
right now."
so we made a model, and like he brings out this model thing. It's like, it's like I get like how long did that shit take, man?
And he's like, "It's not perfect. They're still missing a coat of paint. It's not to scale." He's criticizing her.
I like it's like it's not to scale. It's like you've got one outside. If you just walked
of
out
course
there,
it's not to scale. It'll crush you.
it's like you could have just like gone into that room and go, okay, so basically what you got to do is got to get that suit on, run that way.
Yeah.
See that big thing there? You got to shoot that thing there. But no, he built a whole ass scale. It's like it's not to scale, but
It perfectly showcases Ouroboros' character though.
it shows that he's a bit of a nutter.
He's fucked, but I love it.
It's a bit fucked, but it's like I love that. It was just so funny seeing, and like when he's like, who's the suit? He's like, Loki's the suit. He's like, no, that's you clearly. He's like,
Yeah, it's like a tiny little.
It's like a tiny little.
Like clearly, it's not me.
No, it's you. It's like I put on the suit last time. It's now your turn to go out there. It's like yeah, but that doesn't look like me though. It's like it doesn't look like me either. It's like it's just a suit.
It's one of the most entertaining scenes in the whole show. It's
That
just
part?
everyone meeting each other and
Oh,
fucking around. A total lack of urgency. Like the loom's fucking melting down and they're bickering over a model and signing each other's books. It's great.
and then they fix the time thing, and then you get the like Sylvie and Loki, like they go off into the pie room after she was just talking about and she was just talking shit to
that was great. Mobius was
like
he wanted to do like the episode 2. He's like, let's go get some pie, and Sylvie just freaks out on him. It's like you don't get the vibes. We're in the TVA now.
And then she walks into the pie room. She's like, I took a wrong fucking turn.
I don't want to be here.
I want to be here.
I'm not here for the pie.
But it's good. They did have like the first like, in my opinion, meaningful discussion in season 2.
It was the only like meaningful thing Sylvie did in that whole season.
Like Loki explaining like there was a time when his brother went to Earth and like and that he just basically just talked about all of Thor in a nutshell.
Cut down Thor to a bearable length,
basically, and then she's just like, yeah, but like we can't be playing gods, and he's just like, we are gods.
Yeah, it was such a cool line.
I know, I love that.
Then he walks off,
and he walks off like
he dropped the mic.
Drops the
we
mic.
are gods.
we are gods. And then is Morpheus like drinking like the thing, and then Victor Timer's like, what?
Yeah, he's more fascinated by that.
It's just like
hot cocoa machine.
You have a machine
to make hot cocoa. Cocoa. It's like you're trying to fix the fucking loom, and that's just all you care about.
And then it's like the guy, he's like, I'll take him, and they go off to like he goes to get the cocoa. It's like the X0 whatever. He's just sitting there, just like looking at us like.
The first half of that episode, they did like so many fun things like that gives you like, oh, this is a nice, calm, relaxing episode, and then everything just goes to shit, and you're like, oh, they were setting us up. They wanted us to feel too comfortable, and then they fucked us.
He was so polite though, like just the.
And then the guard's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, "No, really."
He's like,
Yeah, he gets pruned. It's like, what the fuck?
When he got pruned, I'm like, why the fuck did he get pruned?
We forgot the scene. Like a nice guy.
We forgot the scene before that where Slayer goes to the prison, and it's like,
that's
and then just fucking
that was fucked. Fucking missing minutes with the big grin on her face when they're all getting crushed. Dude, I was like, she's a psycho.
Afterwards, though, like
she's more evil than Thanos.
Afterwards, though, you could hear like dripping
the
noises.
Blood drip. It was fucking.
I wish you could see it though.
Yeah,
like,
I get why you can't.
I get why you can't, but like, it just makes you go like, fuck, like I would.
I thought they were gonna stop though. I thought you reckon they were just gonna use it to scare them, but it's like, no. If they don't want to join them, they're just going to kill everyone.
I wish we got to see like more of it, like when it was like almost like crushing them. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just me wanting like just the gory
That's
side
just
of
you.
it. That's just me.
Fucked.
That's just me wanting, because I just want to.
To be fair, it was honestly a pretty good way to tie up that story, because like it would have felt like a waste of time to include those people, like those soldiers that rebelled in it anymore, because the stakes had gotten so high at that point.
Yeah, but
And it was
also
like obviously Loki wasn't going to like kill all of them.
yeah. So I mean, I get why they had to all die, but like, yeah, that scene, like just like the dripping noise, like you know that they're just like in a cube or something.
I feel like honestly, like Hunter B-15, when she like walked in there and that's when you hear the dripping and shit.
Yeah,
She didn't seem that freaked out by the fact that like there was like 30 soldiers that had just been fucking crushed into.
Well, would they just
blobs.
be in like a square? Like
I don't know.
Their bodies would just be so squished up, or like
Or if like, because like I assume the box would disappear and then it's just like a pile of bones and blood. That's what I was picturing.
broken bones and yeah. I guess, I mean, granted though, she's probably been through worse. She's seen a lot worse.
I mean, I guess it's been a busy couple of weeks at the TV.
Well, worst time to join the TVA.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they had the whole. It's like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah, like Miss Minutes hacked into like everyone's tempad and stuff.
Yeah, slowing everyone down.
I like in like episode 1 when they're talking about the loom, it was like, oh, this is like a subplot. Like that's what I thought. I was like, oh, it's a subplot. They'll solve it like this episode or the next one. They ended up stretching it out over the whole show. Like that was the big conflict.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and like every time they were close to fixing it, something like that would happen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we've got this machine that'll make it work, and it's like, oh, Miss Minutes is here. We can't do anything. We've got to go fuck her up. But what was cool was when like Loki and Sylvie were trying to find them, and you find out that Loki was the one that pruned himself from the first episode.
Bro, that shit was trippy though.
Yeah.
I was like, god damn, and he's just like, it would all make sense.
I had to go back because I was like, wait, what's happening? I was like, oh, this is the first episode again.
Yeah, well, I was watching it, I'm like, oh, this is like the first episode. And when he got pruned, I'm like, this is not the first episode. And then it's him, and I'm like, oh, he pruned himself.
And it makes so much sense.
And it makes sense. Like, I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then like he just there, like, it would all make sense, like,
yeah.
later.
And then when they like, when Sylvie
Enchanted.
when she enchanted, like the hunter guy that's with Renslayer and Miss
Yeah.
Minutes, and he goes in and he's just being all weird and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how are they gonna like, how are they gonna sneak Victor Timely out of there? I thought they were gonna do something.
Yeah,
cool, but
no.
they literally just ran in and they're like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I thought I don't know. I thought there was going to be more trickery, but no, really, it was just...
It was so chaotic.
He just walked in there, I was like, hi, hey there. Like, it was very, I'm just like oh, okay.
Fucking.
I thought he
gone.
was going to make a clone of him and go like, you should come out here and see this, or like, no, it was very just...
No, just fuck her up.
Was that the same episode when they tried the whole thing and it failed?
Yeah, like when Timely suits up
Yeah.
and he goes out
In terms of spaghetti.
That was what I was not expecting that at all.
Me neither.
I was just watching it. I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna work because there was 2 episodes to go.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that was gonna happen. He just fucking. It's like he got
Spaghetti.
snapped.
It was like
It was just
spaghetti
fucking
though.
spaghetti. I
I
was
love
like,
that though. I
shit.
love the visual for that. Just spaghetti.
And then like all the characters are just freaking out. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, we failed. What do we do? And the loom blows up and it comes at them and it just goes to black.
And it ends.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm so happy I watched, like, I waited a bit. So I had both episodes I could watch back to back, and then I have to wait an entire week for the next one.
Same.
Because I basically watched all 3 of them. Like, I watched the first 2, and then a day later, that's when the last one came out.
Yeah.
So I watched all, like, 3 of them just, like, simultaneously. Which I think you should watch it like that.
Yeah, like, it'll be a lot
It's a lot better.
like, watching it now.
Yeah.
Because you can watch all of them instead of having to wait each time.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, when that happened, I'm just like, oh, shit. He dead.
I did not see that shit coming. That was a shock.
And then, boom, episode ends.
Yeah.
And then we're up to episode 5. And then it's like, Loki time traveling. Or
Yeah,
it's like glitching or
going
something.
to like all the, it gets the time slipping back.
Just time
and he's
slipping,
going
that's
to all
what
those
it's called.
different timelines. That was fun seeing like all the characters, what their lives. On
I'm
the
happy.
timeline
I'm
is
happy
like.
they explained like why he was time slipping to people, like his friends.
Yeah,
Because like I was gonna say, like there's no fucking way in a million years that the chances of him time slipping to this character and this character and this character, and then like I'm happy they explain like, well, clearly
there's like an aura around
like,
the group of people.
he's like clearly it's like you are sort of thinking about who you want to see.
Yeah.
Because that's why you're time slipping to and only seeing different versions of people you want to
it's
see.
not random.
I thought it because at first I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be fucking stupid. Like he's gonna time slip to everyone he knows and only everyone he knows.
Yeah.
Like, if they were gonna do that, like they should at least add some random characters, just random destinations.
Yeah.
But I'm happy they did explain like, yeah, he is like he is time slipping himself, but he doesn't control like when he sees them. He just sees them.
And that set up like him being able to control it later on as well.
Yeah.
Because like it's not a random
I love
thing.
the whole when he finally gets to he finally gets to the point where he's just like how do you do it? And he's just like, I don't know, he's like, it's like the monster of him going,
Yeah, he's just trying to do shit.
Rah!
It's like he's getting possessed.
it's like is it working? It's like, no.
Let me try again.
Let me try again. And he's like getting tasered too by thingy because it's like okay, so stress doesn't work.
It didn't work. He tries to scare him.
It's almost like the scene in the Avengers when Iron Man first meets Dr. Banner and he's like zapping himself.
Yeah.
It's like I have control of him. It's chill. He's like, yeah, do you know?
Still gonna find out.
Let's find out. But yeah,
like I love seeing Mobius on the timeline and like explaining his love for jet skis and stuff. That was fun.
I was just like, what the fuck's happening? I'm like, this is so Mobius though. He would just variants of him would just be like a salesman.
Yeah.
Trying to sell stuff.
It's like he's a stoner too.
He is like a stoner.
They didn't say it, but I'm just assuming.
Yeah, can't corrupt those.
The way he talks like that about the jet skis, the wind blowing in your hair. He's high.
Hair and just like,
he's definitely high.
He's high as a guy. What else happens? He because he gives the book to Ouroboros, his own book.
That was so trippy when like Ouroboros shows up and he's got a tempad. He's like, "How do you make it so quickly?" He was like, "It's been 18 months. It's not quick."
Yeah,
but you're in a different timeline. So
I was like, oh god, like my brain is breaking apart. I'm like, but I mean, granted, 18 months for him to build a whole ass thing.
That's a decent effort.
It's not long. Like I was expecting him to say like, oh, it's been like 20 years, man. Like it's been ages, but like 18 months, like fuck.
That's a very good effort
For a man that's a failed book. Like, I guess he's smart, but like, you know, it's still you're traveling through like time.
Yeah.
You managed to build a whole ass machine to go through time itself.
And you're from Earth. It's not like you're
from
TVA
Earth
building it. You're
I
from
know.
Earth with Earth.
That whatever timeline
material.
he's from must be super advanced or some shit. Because like
he was in like the 90s. He's behind the
I'm sorry to
Avengers
say,
even.
but like I don't believe him making a whole ass fucking.
I love that. Like, I love the Ouroboros variant that was on the timeline though. It was like, oh, he's like a science fiction writer, and Loki's like, no, you're a writer. He's like, oh, but to support my writing, I have a day job as like a physicist.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
actually a genius, but I don't care about that. I just want to write books.
And then he gets like the temporal loom is like all breaking apart.
Yeah.
More spaghetti.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Like, it was cool the way they were setting up that when like Sylvie's drinks disappeared when they went to Sylvie's timeline. And then when Sylvie and Loki were in the bar when his shot disappeared and it was like things are just disappearing around them, like something's going wrong.
And then she goes into like the music shop store.
Yeah, that was such a cool scene.
Oh, the music, and then like
she just sits down, it's just chill. It's just the music playing, and then she can't hear anything, obviously.
And the guys, he's like noticing everything, so turn into spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's my disco? Where's my fucking? Where's the buildings going?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
Ah! Just screaming, just watching himself going away. And then she finally goes like, "Oh, we have to do something now. Like everything's breaking." And then
Yeah, they all start fucking up as well. And Loki's like, no, I can't do it. And he's trying to like grab at the timelines, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then he finally learns to control it, and then it just ends. It's like, fuck. I gotta wait again.
Good thing I only had to wait like
a day,
like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to wait long. And then the final episode. Oh, so fucking good. So much good things to talk about. Masterpiece. The final episode. So it starts off super funny because he goes back to like before Timely gets evaporated, and he's like the Ouroboros is like, he's like, quicker. And he's like, you jump into the machine, you jump into the suit, you run straight down the thing, you turn the thing around, cook the green butter, and you run back. Easy. Does it every time. And he's like, and he's like trying to make it as fast as possible. It's only like that part, like, and it's like, all right, all you have to do is run down here. Yep. Put the suit on. Yep. Close, and go.
He just keeps trying it.
And then like the next time he's like, how long would it take me to learn everything that you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, a century.
I feel like there was no focus on that. Like he spent centuries learning.
Well, it's implied
all of the science.
It's implied that he does because the next time he tries it, he already on the computer.
Centuries later.
Yeah.
There's like,
but like, what do you mean? Like, do you wish they
actually spent? No, like.
Oh, just like literally, did he spend a century? Like...
Yeah, like I feel like everyone was so focused on the ending of the episode, no one talked about the fact that Loki spent like centuries of time.
He's like just
learning like.
I mean,
all the physics behind. That
when you
shit.
think about it, though, technically, it didn't take him centuries. It took him. It didn't take him any time because he.
Well, like
literally, like technically, it took him a century.
For him, it took centuries.
Yeah, but for everyone else, it's just like.
That's insane to me that he was like. Loki is such an impatient character. Like early Loki is such an impatient character, and the fact that now like he's willing to spend centuries.
Hey,
to learn physics just so he can make Timely go a little bit quicker.
Well, I mean, he did explain like why he's doing all of this. Yeah. Like, it's not like that was never like.
He's got a motivation for it.
Yeah, and I mean, technically, like if this goes for really anything, like if you've got a motivation for it, of course you're gonna. If a century, fuck it. If it's your goal, you're gonna go for it.
I don't know though. I don't know anything I'm doing for a century.
You'll already be alive in a century.
Exactly. I'm gonna spend my whole life doing one thing.
But it's just so funny. It's just like it's like century later. He's like on the computer.
Yeah, like Mobius is like, what the he says shit. He's like, what the shit are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you just trust doing? Me. Just listen. He's like, no, I don't trust you. What are you
Tyler,
doing?
Gonna go down here. Gonna go. And he's like, make sure you close up the hatch. It's like clearly he's done this so many times. Like
he's like, it's gonna work this time. And Mobius is like, this time.
It reminds me of that movie Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's like the part where he's like trying to get off the beach, and he's like. It's like the montage of him planning it out and stuff. It's like, how long did that fucking take you? Like, how many times did you just die trying to do this?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with him. Like, clearly, I reckon it was more than a century. Because it was...
it was just a century to learn the shit. It doesn't account for how many times he's tried to do it as well.
It doesn't account for every single time it's failed. Because he's like, make sure you click one foot over the other, because... Clearly, Timely slips over.
Yeah.
Like, he trips over because he's like, make sure, like, 1 foot at a time.
Make sure you don't put the thing down because it'll roll off.
because it will roll off. Like
he's done it, memorized the whole thing.
Yeah. So, clearly, like, the century part was just the science. But, like, I reckon it was another, like...
Plus another, like, million attempts at actually doing it.
Actually, like, he got the science down, but then actually executing it took way longer than he thought. So... It was just, and then there's this part where he's like on the thing, he's like on the mic, he's like, one step after another, yep, you're doing it. Remember what I told you about putting down? It's like, sorry.
He's like a life coach. He's just on the mic, it's like, good job, well done, keep going.
Yep, now put that in the machine, yep, now spin it around, hit it. And like, clearly he's going up to the part where he's hit it, because he's like, it's a bit stiff, so you have to really hit it.
Yeah.
Because clearly they got up to that part, and he like clicked it, and like, clearly didn't click it hard enough, and then he failed. So he's just like, he's like, you have to really hit that green button. Finally hits it, launches, everyone's celebrating. Does not work. It just fails. He spent like maybe 2 whole centuries
For nothing.
for nothing.
And then Victor Timely fucking conveniently decides to say, "Oh, the timelines are multiplying infinitely."
You
It's
can't.
like, you couldn't have mentioned that before. We
You
tried
can't-
all this shit.
You can't hold. I mean, I guess like you just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen though.
I guess. I don't know. Victor Timely's meant to be smart. He should have figured that shit out quicker.
Yeah, but he's got a starter, so it's not that smart.
Well, Loki's smart now. He could have figured it out.
Yeah, that's true. But then it goes back to season 1, final episode. He goes
that was excellent.
all the way back
I
there.
love that.
And he's trying to stop it. He's trying to be like, like
It's like
everything.
another montage.
And there's another whole ass montage.
I
of
love
just,
montages. They had 2 in one episode. I was so happy.
see you soon. See you soon.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have killed him myself. Like the amount of times he probably tried that.
Yeah.
Hearing him just say "see you soon," like I would probably just lose it.
Loki was so uninterested in fighting Sylvie by the end. He's not even trying. He's just like,
I don't get why
See
he
you
doesn't
soon.
start using magic on her though. Like,
yeah, he's like, "Oh, I can't hurt Sylvie.
yeah, but like you could do the force push magically.
She can do something.
Yeah, do something, and then
Put up a fucking fight, Loki."
I love the part where he goes like, "It's like, why didn't you do anything?" And then he just boop, pauses. He's like,
Yeah.
"This is not the first time you've done it, have you?" That whole interaction,
That was
where
dope.
he like, he who remains, just like out tricks him again.
Yeah.
and just goes, "And who paved the way for you to go through all of time to try and fix it back to this moment?" I'm like, fucking hell.
That was already a cool reveal. And then when Loki pauses time as well, and he's like, "What makes you think this is the first time we've had this conversation?"
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Like, oh shit!
and then but again, he remains. He's still just like, well, I don't care, man. If you've learnt it, like you're still here.
You're still failing.
You're still clearly you've still done something wrong, and it's just like without me, like and it's like his plan is so genius too. He's like, no matter what, he's just like, look, kill Sylvia, man, and everything stays the same, and I still live.
Yeah.
Or kill me, and legit everything ends. It doesn't matter. You're gonna come back here anyway. He's like, you can't. He's like, you can't be a rebel, man. Like I made the rules. You can't change the rules on me. I forgot how much of like a gangster He Who Remains is. Because it's like, what, you're gonna kill me and like everything's fine? R.I.P. Like all that sort of thing. I forgot how like,
He's probably my favourite Kang variant so far.
yeah.
He's better than Timely. He's better than Ant-Man Kang.
No one talks about Ant-Man Kang though. No one talks about that Kang.
And the character was fine. What they did with the character was fucked. But the betrayal of him, the characterization.
Okay, I think
was
the
decent.
portrayal of Ant-Man version. I mean, the acting of him was fine. Like he was fine. It's just the ending of Ant-Man that ruined him.
Any of the problems with Kang so far have not been Jonathan Major's fault. It's been
He's
the
a
writer's fault.
fantastic actor.
Yeah, he's doing a great
He
job.
is great.
The writers just keep fucking
Can you
up.
imagine like coming on set and like if I was him, I would be on set and just asking like, which variant am I doing? I've done 3 so far. Is this a new version or am I going back to an older version? Who am I doing? Which one am I doing now? Am I doing Kang? Am I doing Who Remains? Or am I doing Victor Timely? It's like,
Or am I making a new one?
or I'm making a new one. It's like, well, maybe a new one.
We haven't figured it out yet.
He has to like start from scratch like
Yeah.
each time because it's a new character every single time, which is fantastic. And he's awesome. He's an awesome actor.
He is.
But like he's just like that whole review of like Loki going like, this is not the first time we've had, him going, this is not the first time you've done it. Like it's just like fuck. And the whole plan at the end is just like, he's a genius. He is who remains is Kang the Conqueror. Like,
Yeah. He's like the smartest character in the MCU.
yeah. And then Loki does the most like just out of pocket. He goes back to the loom room.
Yeah.
And the most badass scene of all of the show.
Yeah.
He's walking on the platform thing. One, he's strong. Like he's now the strongest MCU character.
Yeah, like everyone else had to go out there with a suit on and they were getting fucking spaghettied.
He walked out. He is not only strong enough because like you can see all of his clothes just shredding.
Yeah.
But he's strong and his magic's strong enough that he just made clothes that just
Yeah,
never.
that was so cool when he like his clothes came off and he started making
And,
the
like,
cape.
Yeah,
and,
the horns.
horns.
Oh, it was so good.
Yes.
So I don't know why he chose slippers. He's got like little slippers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta be in that outfit forever. You want to be comfortable.
You want to be comfortable, I guess. Yeah, but it's funny. I just like because you see his feet a lot. Like
yeah, they like
really. I was like, motherfucker's just here with slippers on. Like I thought they would be like boots or something. Like something more godlike, practical and godlike. But he's just got slippers on. I'm like okay, but like the scene just him walking and then just like grabbing like each thing and just like pulling it, turning it all
like
green.
Using his magic. Yeah,
like he rips the loom thing apart, which is super impressive.
Yeah,
and then holds on to
every timeline,
and then the scene of him like walking like up the like to
like
his
he's
throne.
making his own stairs.
Yeah,
and he's walking up,
but him like grabbing like each like thing, and then when he's like it's like the rock that was Kang's throne.
Yeah.
And it's like his cape is like attached with all of the
timeline
things, and he's still holding on. He's like just pushing, and when he finally sits down and just does like,
yeah, and he turns it into the Tree of Life. That looked so cool.
That looks so good. The visual, dude. This is where all the visual effect, like, if them saying like if they go, oh, it was 25 million budget. I can believe that. Like, this show does not fail with their budget.
No, they did it well.
They actually used it. They used their money. I don't know where they used the money for every other show.
See, if they CGI'd the interiors of the TVA, the Tree of Life would have looked shit.
It would have looked dog shit. And maybe that's why all the other shows failed with their final couple episodes and all of their like CGI goes downhill because they had to CGI everything
else. Yeah.
But because they built the sets are awesome. Every single set is awesome. Like you said, every time they go to a timeline, it's just like yeah,
I believe it.
This shit looks good.
It doesn't look bad in any way.
This shit do be looking good though.
They did their job.
That's good. And then just like pouring all of their CGI efforts into the last couple episodes, I think that's where they succeeded the most.
Yeah,
because that Tree of Life just looks dope
when it matters.
Yeah,
and yeah, it did.
And just him sitting there still holding on to the branches and just...
And like, if that's the last we see of Loki, then awesome character arc.
Yeah.
If it's not the last we see of Loki, then I can't wait to see more of him.
I don't know what could I do though, more with him?
I don't, because I saw a thing and it was like the Loki showrunner, like his end goal for the Loki show is to have Loki and Thor reunite. Which obviously didn't happen.
Right, so one more season.
Maybe.
I mean, I hope his vision though...
Maybe one more, maybe 5 more? I don't know.
I mean, I don't want him to push it though. Because it's...
Yeah, don't force it.
This is like a satisfying ending for Loki.
Yeah, if they don't make any more, that's a good place to end it.
Yeah, like, I'm happy with this. If they do a season 3, like, I wouldn't want season 2 to be ruined because of season 3.
Yeah.
Like
they should only do season 3 if they've got
that's where this is like the risky part now. If he wants to have a Loki and
Thor, we're always scared when Marvel does something good because it's like, okay, now how are they gonna fuck it?
Because like, especially this, because this is good, and this is the first time a show has a season 2.
Yeah.
It's the only show that should have a season 2.
Yes, none of the other ones deserve a second season.
But like, I don't want them to like overstep.
Yeah.
Because if they overstep, it's just gonna fall apart, and then the Loki show itself, it's just not gonna be satisfying.
Yeah, like, only make season 3 if you have a story worth telling.
Don't just do it because you
that
want...
isn't going to diminish
all of
season 2.
I mean, I know fans would want to see this Loki and Thor reunite. I don't think if you can't write something good enough that it happens, you shouldn't do it at all, even if fans pressure you to do it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, if it's shit, fans are just going to be like, this shit, why did you do it?
Mm.
And you can't be like, well, you guys wanted it, because then you'd be like...
We didn't want this, though.
We didn't want this, though. So, like, only make it if you have your vision...
Yeah.
And it has a good script, characters, everything. Like, it has to be really good.
Yeah. But I feel like, based on the first 2 seasons, I'm confident with their abilities, so I'll be happy either way. If they end it here, it's a good place to end it. If they keep going, I'm confident they will manage to do it well.
For season 3, I want to see what they've got going on.
Yeah. Because I don't know what the fuck story they're going to try and tell. So
if they release a trailer and that trailer, like that first trailer doesn't like slap, it's not that good, I will have very low expectations for the show.
To be fair, the season 2 Loki trailer didn't look that good. Like, I did not get that excited for Loki season 2 based on the trailer. But then the show exceeded expectations.
Maybe they should just do that and make really bad trailers, and then when you actually go and see it...
That's a good way to make money. Make a shitty fucking advertisement.
Oh, piss off. They haven't been making money for years now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Making shitty trailers isn't going to make that better.
Well, maybe if they just make something good, it'll be fine. But they won't, so it's fine. So, what would you give Loki Season 2? A 1 out of 10.
Okay, well, first of all, let me ask you this. Because I'm counting Season 2 as a separate entity to Loki Season 1.
Yeah.
Would you call Loki Season 2 the best Marvel TV show?
Yes.
Yes, good. Good answer. That is my answer as well. If you said no, I was going to jump across this couch.
I couldn't tell you what would be better.
No, exactly. Nothing is better. They haven't done a better show than... They haven't done a better show than Loki, and they definitely haven't done a better thing than Season 2 of Loki.
If they can just pull off another, like, WandaVision, which, I mean, Loki did, but, like, WandaVision still had its issues, but for the most part, it was still a good show.
Yeah. And Loki is better than that.
So it would be Season 2 of Loki, then Season 1 of Loki, and then WandaVision.
Yeah.
Those would be, like, the top 3.
They're the only ones worth watching as well.
Yeah. I know. So what would you rate Loki Season 2?
I'll rate it. Okay. You know what? 8.5.
8.5?
8.5. It's done absolutely nothing wrong. It's not the best MCU project ever. It's not an end game. I'm not going to give it a 10, but it's very good.
It is
very good. I have no issues with it whatsoever.
I think I'm either an 8 or an 8.5. I think if the first 3 episodes, the first half, were as good as the last half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand why they're like that.
Yeah.
Because you can't really have bangers and then...
I mean, yeah, you can't have, like...
But I mean,
like,
again...
you can't have all 6 episodes feel like a climax.
Yeah, like, you can't have that level, but I think I'll go for the 8.5 too.
Yeah.
I think there's enough just excellent things that... But there's not, like... I think the first 3 episodes really, like... Don't, not let it down for, like, a 9 or something. I think for me, it's like it's like episode 3 or whatever.
Yeah, but you're just fucked.
I just didn't like that episode.
I loved every episode. And I feel like every episode got better.
5 out of 6 I liked. I think we'll leave it off here.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought of Loki. Give us your rankings or ratings. I don't know. What's the word? Ratings.
Ratings.
Yes, give us your ratings for Loki Season 2. Is it your favourite show? Your answer better be yes.
It should be yes.
Other than that, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace out.